Hi folks, it's Kyle Chang with Kidney Journeys. Today I want to talk about the various types of disability that might be available to you as a dialysis patient and find out the difference between different disability programs, how you could obtain them or apply for them, and what are some of the reasons why you might get not approved for certain disability programs. So stay tuned to Kidney Journeys. Up next. Hey folks, my name is Kyle Chang. I'm a dialysis patient since 2013. So over the years in various support groups and also my own personal experience has allowed me to understand some different disability programs that might be available to a dialysis patient. There are going to be four types that I'm going to talk about today. First of all, let's talk about the two types if you are still employed and working that might be available. Most work employment benefit programs will have two types of disability. You have a short-term disability as well as a long-term disability program, and you could talk to your HR benefits manager in terms of what each program has at your work location that's part of your benefits package, as well as when you can apply or take advantage of those disability options. Short-term disability typically are things that are going to be less than 6 months, even sometimes 1 month, depending on the policy that your workplace has. Those typically cover you for expenses when you are not working due to an injury, illness, or medical condition. And oftentimes, kidney disease and dialysis or transplant can qualify under one of those conditions. Again, double check with your HR benefits manager and your insurance provider to make sure you understand the details and when you may or may not be able to file a claim against the short-term disability. If you have disability that's going to be longer than 1 month and up to 6 to 12 months, typically, those are usually considered long-term disability policies. And some workplace has those as part of your benefit package as well. Again, check with your HR benefits manager to see what the details are in that policy, how you can apply for it, what it actually covers, and for what period of time. That's also important. Sometimes your workplace may not hold your exact position for that whole span of time that you're out for work. It is illegal for them to fire you for a disability or a medical illness. However, the business understands that they do have a need as well to fill somebody in that role. So they may not guarantee you a position that is exactly the same as when you return. Some of the smaller companies, they may not have a position for you long-term if you're out long-term for illness or chronic disability. Make sure you understand those things, and you can just casually ask without telling them your actual medical condition at the workplace, and just say, what is this short-term disability? How in what ways can somebody take advantage of that or utilize that, in what circumstances, just for my own learning experience. So that's something you do in terms of asking your HR benefits manager on these programs and the insurance policy provider on these programs without letting them know that you have a need for this condition and you just want to learn about your benefits package. Okay, so those are workplace disability programs that may or may not be available at your workplace. If you have to take a medical leave without getting paid and any income back, there is also FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act. That's a federal act that all employers across the nation need to allow. And the amount of time varies depending on your own illness or the illness within a family member that may be suffering for kidney disease or other chronic illness. So look into FMLA as well in your workplace, how long you could take off and what protections you may or may not have. It's something to look into, and it is available with all employers across the country. Next, with kidney failure and dialysis, there are two disability programs that's part of the Social Security Administration that may be available to you. One is SSDI. SSDI is the workplace contributions in payroll tax deductions or your tax filings that allows you to collect Social Security when you're ill or injured long term. Typically, those are for conditions that are more than 12 months. Typically, you will need to not be working in order to get approved for SSDI, and the amount varies depending on how much you contribute into the system, and they take a proration of that. So you would check with a benefits counselor at the Social Security agency that's local to you in terms of finding out what you can be approved for potentially. There are other factors that need to be considered by Social Security in order to prove your benefits. One is, do you have enough work credits in the past 10 years? Second, have you had enough contributions into the system through payroll deductions or tax filings into the Social Security system in order to withdraw from that system as a benefit? If you don't, those might be reasons for not approving your benefit. Another reason might be that if you apply too early, just with the ESRD diagnosis, they typically do not consider a patient to be disabled until you're actually on dialysis. One other reason where you might not be approved is if you're still working. If you're still working, they typically consider that you're eligible to provide gainful income to yourself. Just being fatigued or tired or having the kidney disease diagnosis and ESRD is typically not enough for them to claim you as a disabled person. There are always exceptions. Some folks have other medical conditions that qualify for SSDI earlier, but if you're applying on the basis of just ESRD and kidney dialysis, then those are typically the conditions that you have to meet minimally and be rejected. They do request medical records. There's a form 2728 in the CMS that your doctor and provider has to complete, including your dialysis start date. If that paperwork and the medical documentation that Social Security requires from you is not fully provided, you may receive a notification that you are not eligible to receive SSDI. So second benefit is SSI. SSI is a disability program that is for low income folks or for the needy. If you are not eligible for SSDI and you're not making any other income, you may be eligible for SSI. A lot of times your social worker or clinic will help you apply for both programs at the same time. Some folks will get a denial letter for one and still be in processing for the other program. So sometimes if you get a letter from Social Security that says your disability is not approved, you want to find out which disability program it is, and it usually provides you a reason why that benefit is not approved. So again, SSI is for low income, and you have to have medical condition with dialysis as a medical qualifier for this benefit to be approved. Similar to SSDI, you also need work credits for the past 10 years. And then they also check to see if you have adequate resources or not currently. For a lot of states, you need to have no income or savings or any other resources more than $2,000 in order to be approved. That's all resources. A lot of times you cannot own a home to be approved for SSI. They will request that you sell your home first and move into a rental situation. If you have benefits such as SNAP, the Food Assistance Program, or any other payment assistance that you qualify for in your state, those count as your resources as well. Those are all different things to consider when you're applying for each program. If you get denied the program, there is an appeals process that you can look at ssa.gov, or you can consult a disability attorney to take a look at if there are reasons and grounds where you should be approved but you're not getting approved. A lot of times it's paperwork, a lot of times it's just records not being provided or not provided in time. So those are simple fixes. So those are the 4 different disability programs, 2 from work, 2 from Social Security, that you can look into. If you have more questions about the Social Security programs, you can take a look at ssa.gov/disability for more information on those programs and how to qualify to apply for those. I hope this was valuable to you. If you have any other questions or concerns or your own experience with disability, do comment below. And if you found this video to be helpful, do give me a like and thumbs up. Please share the video to other folks and keep up with your dialysis treatments and your medical appointments so you can do the things you love with the folks you love to do it with. This is Kyle Chang with Kidney Journeys, and I will see you next time.